Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I am your host, John Harris. Usually on my right-hand side is my right-hand man, Gabriel, but he is off to school for the day to go pick up some stuff before they head off for the summer, since obviously he was not at school for the last couple of months due to unforeseen circumstances. But he is here with us in spirit. Now, today on the Rock Metal Podcast, we have MXD, who has a new album called Endurance, which was released last year via Tenacity Music. Right now I'm being joined by Drop to share some more information about the album, about the music, and more importantly, what MXD has got going on with so far this year, now that we're about halfway through, and what will be going on for the rest of the year. So, Drop, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much, John. Nice to be here.
Absolutely great to have you on. Now, I guess my first big honking question is, we're halfway through the year. How has it been for the album release? Because I remember it was released just at the end of 2019. So therefore, You guys probably had big, massive plans coming right into 2020. How has...
Yeah, exactly.
How has it been?
So we had a very good response from the small amount of fans we have. But they really liked the album, and as you just said, we had a few plans, not that much, but we had a few shows that unfortunately have been cancelled due to you know what, and now that's it. We are waiting for the show to be rescheduled, and one of them is already rescheduled this October. But as we speak, nothing much more.
Okay. Yeah, when it comes to the track Endurance, because we're going to chat about a couple of tracks today from the album Endurance.
Exactly.
The title track. So my big question first, Drop, is did the track title come first or did the album title come first? Is it?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was basically just going to ask, does this track talk about the album? Like, is the album a concept album or a theme to it?
It happens after we had a few songs and a few themes that the singer, Duja, realized that it was a kind of concept album. He found the album title first because usually he has an overall concept. Lately with MXD, because you know it's a band that is 22 years old, so it's been a kind of endurance. How can we say that? Yeah, I mean we are still here. We're still making music, so it's a kind of endurance, still being in the music business, but without making a lot of things with this band. And we just having fun, seeing each other as friends, and that's it. So that's why the title Endurance for this album came before everything else.
Wow. And then I guess you mentioned you guys have been at it for a long time. So when you were sitting down to work on the album that we're chatting about now, how did you guys approach that? Did you want to do something different? Did you kind of want to do something the same? Or what went into the process and what's the final result?
No, actually, MXD is it's really like in the moment. There is no plans. We do what we want to do in the moment. But the musical brain of MXD is the guy on the machine. He's called Solex, and he has a lot of songs, a lot of little beats here and there. And when we met each other, we kind of jam on his idea, and then a song comes to life slowly. And so there is no plans. We like a lot of different kind of music, so no boundaries over here. And I mean, on this song we have a cover of Alain Bachung, which is a French singer. We put it as a hidden track because we were a bit late to ask for all the things to do when you do a cover song, so we kind of hide it. And on this same album there is another kind of black metal songs. There is a lot of stuff as usual. That's why it was very difficult to choose two songs to represent the album.
Yeah. Well, it's something, when I look at the artwork, I immediately think of something a little bit more Black Album-esque, but when I hear it, I hear something a bit more industrial.
Yeah. It's MXD Soul. I mean, Solex was really into Big Beat, Prodigy, Chemical Brothers back in the 90s. So these influences are still here now, but we try to bring everything that we can. So that's very hard for a band like MXD to like even be on a concert, because the promoter don't never know which band put with MXD, because if you put like the Chemical Brothers with MXD, let's find some big names. If you put Chemical Brothers, a lot of people will say, it's too metal. And if you put MXD with a metal band, some people will say, what the fuck is this techno? So, that's always hard to be nowhere. But as there is a lyric in this album, it's nowhere forever, because that's a kind of our motto. We go nowhere, but we go there forever.
Okay, we got to have some endurance for that one. That's for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome.
You get it.
Yeah. Now, for those who dug the track Endurance, and if you want to check out the music video, you can do so by going to today's show notes at www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. Now, Drop, if you wouldn't mind taking us through this music video, is this when you guys were on tour?
Which music video are you talking about?
Endurance.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. That's this live video. We know it was recorded last year. It was just a single show with a French band. It was a pretty nice gig, because usually we don't have that much people at a MXD show, so that's why we found smart to film a little bit of that show, and we put a video out.
Very cool. Now, one of the other tracks you wanted to chat about, I remember, Drop, you were saying that it's difficult to pick two tracks to chat about that kind of really encompass or represent the album, but, I mean, the title track, obviously, that makes sense. But one of the other tracks you wanted to chat about is called Everythorn, one word, Everythorn. Yep. Now, why this track? How come this guy made it to the show today?
Actually, I just wrote the question in our WhatsApp group, and 3 out of 4 people answered Endurance and Everythorn. That's why we choose the 2 songs. And but on my side, Everythorn is one of my favorite from the record. Maybe not the most catchy one, because it's very repetitive and very long. But it's the kind of vibe I like on MXD, mainly on the guitar work, because if I can go a little bit back on the previous song, Endurance, it's the kind of song that Solex, when you write the music, he has some guitar riffs. Usually it's some samples, because he's not playing guitar, but he takes some samples from whatever, and he chopped it. He kind of made a new riff. And I try to follow this riff, so that's the kind for that's what happened for Endurance. But for Everythorn, it's more like I'm following the bass synth line, and sometimes it goes it makes for me a riff really pleasant to play. As I said before, it's very repetitive, something like 3P, so it's the same riff the whole song, but I don't know. Anyway, that's what I like on that track, personally.
Yeah. Now, I remember in the beginning you mentioned that, obviously, unfortunately, Duja couldn't join us today, but do you happen to know lyrically what Everythorn is about?
It's a song about the nature. I mean, as I was telling you before we push record, it's going to be hard to talk about the lyrics, because I think a lot of musicians can relate. Sometimes the singer is talking about something. You think that it sounds great, but you don't really know what's the meaning behind it. So it's a shame. I know I should not say that, but that's what happened with me. So that's it. I know Everythorn talk about the nature and things like that, while Endurance is more like more between Endurance, because MXD is on the scene for 22 years, and also because a few members were a bit sick at the end of last year, but now everyone is feeling good, so everyone is endurant. That's it.
Fantastic.
I hope
can hope anyway. Now, we've chatted quite a bit about the album as a whole, and I don't think we necessarily have any more questions about the album, because we've chatted about the 2 tracks. We've chatted about, the themes of the album and why it's called Endurance. We've chatted about all of these wonderful things. So my next big question is, since most of the year has pretty much been spent in lockdown, with a lot of bands not really being able to do what they would normally do at this time of the year, what have you guys been up to?
I know that Solex has been working on some new songs, but he also have a daughter which is small, so he probably use a lot of time spent with her, which is great. And that's what I know about MXD. On my side, I didn't write anything new for MXD during this lockdown. I was working a bit on my other projects and also a new project, but I'm not going to talk about this right now because it's not MXD related. But so that's. But I know that we wanted to release a kind of love album by gathering all the slow songs MXD done through the years. And I know that Duja and Solex have a new kind of pop songs they've been working on the lockdown. So this probably should end up on this CD. But we don't know when we're going to release it yet. But it's going to be a compilation. So probably only one unreleased song on it. But for now, it's only a project. But we talk about it since several years. So it's going to probably happen very soon.
Okay. Because I'll give you my next question is, this interview is going to air in about a month from now, in late July. And so my question is, what should we expect coming down what should we expect as any news from MXD over the next couple of months?
So yeah, we will really try to finish this pop song and release the Love MXD album. And then we're going to start working on new songs. MXD can be very slow working on new songs. But because we don't live in the same city, we live in the same country, but not in the same city. So we don't see each other very often. We have to send files through the internet sometimes. So it takes a bit of time. But for example, for the last album, Endurance, we were very slow. We had maybe 2 or 3 new songs, and then Duja and Solex gathered for like 3 months, and they kind of finished the album on their side, and that's when it has finished. So probably it's going to happen the same. We're going to have a few songs here and there at one moment. Let's go, and we're going to work on everything. But for now, this fall and winter, yeah, we will try to play a few shows because we're missing it, and working on new tracks. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right, well, unless there's anything that I did not bring up that you wanted to chat about, I just wanted to thank you for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast.
Thanks for inviting us, John. Really appreciate it.